Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap and welcome to today's session. So I hope all of you are preparing very well for the RBI Grade B examination. And today we are going to discuss a very interesting and important topic, that is regarding the general credit card scheme of the Reserve Bank of India. Now many of you, and I hope that all of you have read about the Kisan credit card scheme again and again. But this general credit card scheme of the Reserve Bank of India, many of you must not have heard about. Now, why this scheme has become very important now? Because the Reserve Bank of India has released a notification on April 25th, 2023. That is in this month only, the RBI released a notification bringing a major change in this general credit card scheme. And today, let's discuss this scheme. Let's have the complete clarity about this scheme and let's discuss that what change the RBI has brought in this scheme. Okay, so this is very important from the exams point of view, and today let's have the complete clarity about this. So now, before that, do subscribe to our YouTube channel and join our Telegram channel for the PDF of this session. So if you want the PDF of this session, you can join our Telegram channel. Okay, so now starting with the general credit card scheme to cover the loans for general purposes under this general credit card scheme. Okay, this was launched on December 27th, 2005. So this scheme was launched in 2005. Now credit cards are being extensively. So it was said in the notification by the Reserve Bank of India that at that time also that the credit cards were being extensively utilized, issued and used by the individuals to make the purchases of the goods and services on credit. So why you use the credit card? So that you can purchase the goods and services on credit, on loan, and you can get, this is the revolving kind of loan, that you are getting the loan, you are buying the goods and services, you are paying back, then you are getting the loan, you are buying the goods and services for the month, and then you are paying. So on credit you are getting the money and make cash withdrawals also, you can make the cash withdrawals also. In rural areas, in the semi-urban areas, the problem is regarding the point of sale machines. There are the limited point of sale machines and there are the limited ATM facilities that is present in the rural areas especially, and we are talking about the 2005. Okay, while similar product may not be feasible, so similar kind of normal credit cards were not feasible at that time, and there has been a demand for the general credit card. Okay, so now let's discuss about this general credit card. So first of all, the scheme shall cover the general credit needs of the bank constituents in rural and semi-urban areas, shall be referred to as general credit card scheme. So what this scheme is talking about, the scheme is going to cover the general credit needs, the loan needs of the bank constituents, of the consumers of the banks. So the scheme is going to cover the general credit needs of the consumers of the bank in the rural and semi-urban areas, and this will be referred to as general credit card scheme. The objective of the scheme is to provide hassle-free credit to bank customers based on the assessment of the cash flow without insistence of security. So no security will be insisted, there will be no need for the security. The credit flow will be provided, or the general credit will be provided on the assessment of the income and the cash flow that is of the individual or the person. The purpose will not be asked that why you are taking this kind of general credit. Okay, the end use will not be asked from the borrower. So end use of the credit will not be needed. This is the nature of the overdraft or cash credit with no end use stipulation. So you will not be needed to tell about your end use of that credit. The scheme may be implemented by all the scheduled commercial banks and the regional rural banks at any of their branches. Nature of financial accommodation, the cash withdrawal. Now you will say that okay, this is the general credit card scheme, but we just talked about that in the rural areas there are not many POS machines, there are not many ATM machines or the ATM facilities. So how they are going to get this general credit? So the credit facility extended under the scheme will be in the nature of revolving credit, like in the credit cards, that you get the loan, you pay for your things, and then after a period of time you will pay back the loan, and after that you will again get the loan for some other activity, you can pay back, you can get another loan. The GCC holder will be entitled to draw cash. Now the POS machines are not available, the ATM machine, the facilities is not available. So the GCC holder or the general credit card holder that is going to get the general credit will be entitled to draw the cash, to get the cash from the specified branch of the bank up to the limit section, and in fact this may be the only feasible mechanism in many cases, because the ATM facilities were not provided in the rural areas and the POS machines were not available in the rural areas, so you can continuously draw till a limit. You can draw the cash from your bank account, okay, from the specified branch of the bank. So I hope you have got the point that instead of getting, like, you have your card and you are swiping the card in the POS machine and you are buying whatever you want to buy. So rather than that, you will go to the specified, the POS machines are not available. So you will go to the specified bank branch and you will draw the cash, you will go and buy whatever you want. After a period of time, you will repay the loan, okay. So banks would have flexibility in fixing the limit based on the assessment of income and cash flow of the entire household. So I hope you have understood this also. However, the total credit facility under the general credit card for an individual should not exceed rupees 25,000. Okay. Next is in interest rate. So interest rate on the facility may be charged as considered appropriate and reasonable by the bank itself. The borrowers would be eligible for availment of the credit facility that is provided under the GCC as per their requirement. Whenever they want, it is the revolving kind of credit. Whenever they want, can get the credit as per the assessment of their income and cash flow without any insistence on security. So they will not need to provide any kind of security, as well as they will not have to tell about their purpose or the end use. Now, priority sector lending status. So 50% of the credit outstanding under the GCC, under the general credit card scheme, up to rupees 20,000 would be eligible for being treated as indirect agricultural financing, because this kind of money, this kind of credit is being provided to the rural and semi-urban areas. Okay. So in 2000, this is regarding the 2005 notification. In 2008, the RBI made this 50% the 100%. Okay, in 2008, a notification was released by the Reserve Bank of India that instead of 50%, we will provide like 100% of the credit outstanding will be eligible for being treated as indirect agricultural financing. And for the individuals, this limit for the 100% of the credit outstanding, this was the eligibility criteria will be subject to review. Now, form of GCC. It is not necessary that the GCC should be linked to purchase, and GCC may be not necessarily be in the form of a card. So I have told you that the POS machines are not available, the ATM facilities are not available. So how they are going to use the card? So instead of that, they can go to the bank branch, specified bank branch, and they can draw the cash. Okay. GCC can be issued in the form of a passbook also if the holder of the GCC desires to operate cash withdrawals from the bank branch. So I hope you have understood this very clearly, that the general credit card scheme means that the credit will be provided, the general credit will be provided in easier terms to the rural and semi-urban areas. Banks may consider appropriate modification provided in the essential features of the scheme are maintained and prior approval of the Reserve Bank. After that, they can make some changes in the features also. So I hope you have understood the basic idea. And the banks, in 2005, it was said that the banks may utilize the services of the local post offices, schools, primary health centers, local government functionaries, the Farmers Association Club, well-established community-based agencies and civil society organization for sourcing of the borrowers for issuing the general credit card. Okay, so I hope you have got this broad idea that this scheme was for the scheme to cover loans for the general purpose, to provide the loans for the general purpose through the general credit card scheme. Now in 2013, okay, in 2013, the whole phase of this scheme was changed. The whole phase of this scheme was changed in 2013. So what happened in 2013? The RBI released this notification, revised general credit card scheme. This notification was released on December 2, 2013. So during financial inclusion plan review meeting that was held with the banks, so the RBI did a meeting with the banks, and it was found by the Reserve Bank of India, it was observed that data reported by banks under the GCC is not showing entrepreneurial credit extended to the individuals. That is, whatever the credit is being taken by the people, they are taking the credit for the consumption purposes also only. The productive activities are not being done through this general credit that is being taken by the individuals, that is being taken by the people, by the entities also. So not showing an entrepreneurial credit extended to individuals. So through the GCC, this is not happening, that we want to promote the credit in the rural and semi-urban areas so that the productive activities can increase in the rural areas, but that is not happening. In order to enhance the coverage of the GCC scheme to ensure the greater credit should be provided to all the productive activities within the overall priority sector guidelines, and to capture all the credit that is extended by the banks to the individuals for non-farm entrepreneurial activity, the GCC guidelines were revised. So what happened that the RBI said that we want to provide the loans, the general credit to the people, to the individuals in the rural areas and semi-urban areas, so that they can do the productive activities, they can do the non-farm entrepreneurial activity easily. So we should be focusing on these kind of activities when we are providing the general credit through the general credit card scheme. So that's why the changes were brought. The revision was brought in the general credit card scheme. The banks were further advised that any other credit card like the artisan credit card, the weaver credit card, the Laghu Udyami card, the Swarojgar credit card and weaver's card, etc. in existence and catering to the non-farm entrepreneurial credit needs of the individual should be included for reporting of credit extended through the general credit card under the financial inclusion plan. So the whole purpose of the general credit card scheme was changed. Before it was for the general purposes. You can take the loan for like end use. You do not have to take the loan for whatever you want to do in the rural areas and semi-urban areas. But now the RBI realized that why we are giving the loan to the people just for the consumption purposes. So we should increase the productive activities, and this scheme should be utilized for that, and that was done through this revision. Okay. So now after the objectives, you will understand this better. Okay. So the revision has been done to ensure greater flow of entrepreneurial credit to the individuals, particularly to the borrowers of small meal. So this is for especially for the individuals, that the individuals should be getting the loan for the productive activities, for the entrepreneurial activities, especially the non-farm entrepreneurial activity. So now the whole thing changed. Okay, the whole scheme kind of changed. The objective is to increase the flow of credit to the individuals for entrepreneurial activity in the non-farm sector provided through the general credit card. All non-farm entrepreneurial credit extended to the individuals. So eligibility is for only the non-farm entrepreneurial credit only for the individuals, which is eligible for classification under the priority sector guidelines. So in the priority sector guideline, in the priority sector lending, these are the categories. Okay, the MSMEs, the micro, small and medium enterprises. In that, the priority sector lending is happening. In the other finances to MSMEs, there is the credit outstanding under general credit cards. Okay, including the artisan credit card, the Laghu Udyami card, the weaver's card, the Swarojgar credit card, etc. in existence and catering to the non-farm entrepreneurial credit needs of individuals. So this come under the other finance to MSMEs under the priority sector lending, and this here you can see. So this is eligible. So whatever is eligible to come under the PSL regarding the non-farm entrepreneurial credit under the GCC, this will be classified under the priority sector guidelines. Okay. So coverage, here the scheme shall cover the entire country. Nature of financial accommodation. Now how the GCC will be given, how the general credit will be given. So all credit facility extended under the scheme would include both the working capital that is needed for the day-to-day activities, for the continuous activities of the business, as well as the term loan requirements, the loan that is needed for a particular period, 1 year or so. Of entrepreneurs, the GCC preferably may be issued as a smart card or debit card. So smart card, debit card, that is biometric smart card compatible for use in the ATMs or hand-held swipe machines and capable of storing adequate information on the entrepreneur's identity, assets, credit profile. So the smart card, debit card, these could be issued under the general credit card scheme, as well as wherever the accounts are not digitized, the GCC may be issued as a card or passbook or a credit card cum passbook. So through the passbook also the GCC can be provided. Incorporating the name, address, photograph of the holder, particulars of borrowing limit, validity period. So everything will be written in the passbook or in the smart card for the time being, which will serve both as the identity card as well as facilitate the recording of the transactions on the ongoing basis. So you can see that the smart card, debit card, through the passbook, through the credit card cum passbook, through all of these, the GCC could be provided. These are as per the 2013 guidelines. Okay, quantum of credit limit, there were no ceiling on the credit limit. Okay, and the credit will be classified as the priority sector lending under the MSME segment under the other finances to the MSMEs. Security norms will be applicable as per the Reserve Bank guidelines on collateral-free lending for micro and small units issued from time to time. So, the collateral-free lending will be done as per the limit that is provided by the RBI. Rate of interest to be decided by the banks in terms of the board approved policies within the overall guidelines that is issued by the RBI. So see, the idea of the scheme changed here. From 2005, the loan, the GCC, the general credit card scheme, that is the general credit was provided for the general purposes. To whoever wants the credit can get the credit up to the limit of 25,000. But here now in 2013 the idea came of productive activities, okay, and there were no ceiling on the no ceiling that was there for the loan that the individuals can get for the non-farm entrepreneurial activity under the general credit card scheme. So now what has happened in 2023? Now the RBI has released the new notification regarding the general credit card facility review. First of all, see the name. Here the general credit card facility is written, not scheme. So this is the notification of April 25, 2023. So the RBI, on review of the above circular of 2013 and in the light of the provisions contained in the master direction for the credit card and the debit card, there is the change, there is the review revised instructions on the GCC that are as follows. So the GCC scheme shall henceforth be called General Credit Card Facility. So the name has been changed of the scheme from General Credit Card Scheme to General Credit Card Facility. The instructions shall apply to all the banks which are eligible to issue the credit cards. Before the, here you can see that till 2013, there were only the all scheduled commercial banks including the regional rural banks. But here you will see that in 2023, it is scheduled commercial banks excluding the payment banks and the scheduled urban cooperative banks. So all the banks that can provide the credit card can provide this general credit card facility also. Okay, so the instruction shall apply to all the banks which are eligible to issue the credit cards under the credit card master direction. Individuals or entities sanctioned working capital facilities. Now individuals as well as / entities can be sanctioned working capital facilities, not term loan. Here the term loan is not there. Okay, so in the 2013 guidelines, there was the facility of working capital and term loan. But in the 2023 guideline, first of all, the name has been changed. Second of all, the urban cooperative banks have been added, or we can say all the banks that can provide the credit card have been added in the notification, as well as only for the working capital facilities for the non-farm entrepreneurial activities, this GCC facility can work, okay, which are eligible for classification under the priority sector guidelines may be issued the general credit card. So under the priority sector lending under the MSMEs segment in the other finances, this will come, okay. GCC shall be issued in the form of credit card. The third, fourth big change is that now not in all these categories but only in the credit card form the GCC scheme can work, the GCC facility can work. Now the debit card, the smart card, the passbook, the credit card come passbook, these all will not work. Only the credit card, only in the form of credit card, the GCC, the general credit card facility can be issued. So this is a big change that only in the form of credit card the GCC facility can work. The terms and conditions of the credit facilities extended in the form of GCC shall be as per the board approved policies of the banks. So it is as per the banks that how they are providing this GCC within the overall framework laid down by the Reserve Bank. Okay, so the conditions for the credit facility that is extended in the GCC, this is as per the board approved policy under the broader guidelines of Reserve Bank of India. So the guidelines on collateral free lending for micro and small units, this is issued from time to time that what is the limit for the collateral free lending. Banks shall adhere to the instructions on reporting GCC data as issued by the Reserve Bank of India. So from the 2013, you can see that there is a big change in 2023. All the banks that can provide the credit card have been included for the general credit card facility. The name of the scheme has been changed from the GCC scheme to GCC facility, as well as you can see that before all of these, the credit card, debit card, smart card, credit card come passbook, these could be issued for the GCC scheme, but now only the credit card can be issued, okay. So there are the major changes that you can compare. Now, these instructions that have been provided in the 2023 supersede the GCC guidelines issued in the December 2013. Okay, so these are the guidelines that have been provided in the 2023. They supersede the guidelines that have been provided in December 2013. That is, we will follow these 2023 guidelines now. We will not follow the 2013 guidelines. Okay. And these guidelines of the 2023 will come into effect as on the date of this circular. Debit cards, if any, already issued under the circular of 2013 shall remain valid till their expiry or repayment. After that, there will be no debit card, no smart card that can be issued. Okay, under this GCC scheme. Only the credit cards will now be able to be issued under this GCC scheme. So I hope you have understood the broader guidelines. You have understood about the GCC facility now, and this is the question that I hope you will be easily able to answer. And this question talks about the current change that has happened, and if you remember this, then that means you know the broader guidelines. Okay. So now if you want to know anything about the Reserve Bank of India Grade B exam, you can know everything through this single guidebook here. If you want to know about the examination, that what is the pattern of the exam, what are the previous year cutoff of the exam, what is the syllabus of the exam, everything is provided in this single guidebook. Even if you want to know about the preparation, sources and strategy, everything is provided, and this is absolutely free of cost. You can easily download this guidebook. The link is provided in the description box below. So do download this guidebook. Okay. So thank you very much. I hope you have understood about the GCC facility now. Remember, it is a facility now. So thank you very much. If you have any query, you can mail us here or you can contact us through this number. Thank you very much.